Hi there, here's Pauline Delaney with you again. And today, what I want to talk about is the 7 biggest myths about starting an online business after 50. Now, one of the biggest reasons that people never start something new, it isn't a lack of ability. It's usually the stories that they tell themselves. And I know because I've heard them all. So, whether in your 50s, your 60s, or beyond, you may have wondered if it's too late, if it's too risky, or if it's simply too difficult to start a new chapter. So let's challenge the 7 of the most common myths that stop people from moving forward. So myth number 1 is that I am too old to start something new. And this is probably the biggest one of them all. Many people believe that there's an age limit on reinvention, that once you reach a certain age, things completely change and you're finished, you're stuck, you can't do anything different. Whereas the truth is actually the opposite, because at this stage of your life, when you are that bit older, you have experience, you have the life skills and the life knowledge that people who are younger, they just don't have. You've got professional experience, you've got people skills, you've got resilience, you've had to go through a lot. So maybe you've raised a family, you've dealt with a lot of challenges throughout your life, and they have made you resilient. They've made things, they've had to toughen you up, and these skills that you've developed over that time are going to be invaluable when you start to create your own business, anything in your life. I started my online business in my 50s. After a successful career as an optometrist, and I wasn't looking to retire. I wanted a new challenge and a new chapter. So often what you'll find is that age isn't your disadvantage, it can be your greatest advantage. So myth number 1. Now myth number 2 is I'm not tech savvy enough. Now, how many times do we hear people using this as an excuse for not starting something new? Whether it's a website, whether it's building something, whether it's just something out of your comfort zone that maybe you haven't done before. Nowadays, YouTube has everything. Everybody has created a tutorial. You'll be able to find it just by clicking a few buttons. You'll have people to help you. You'll have AI. AI is an amazing tool, and one that is free to use and very, very easy to navigate. And you will find once you start your business that you're not going to have to know everything at once. It'll be a step-by-step process, and along the way you will find things that maybe are challenging for you, but there is a lot of information, there's a lot of help out there to allow you to start learning and honing those skills and making things much less scary. You don't need to know everything. You don't. You only need to be willing to learn. Myth number 3, the market is already saturated. Why would I start something new? Everybody has already done everything. There are already too many people doing this. Well, that may be the case in certain industries. However, people are the difference. So the markets are saturated with sameness. Nobody else has your experience. No one has your story. No one has your unique perspective. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people online, but there is only one you. And as we know, people connect with people, particularly in this world of AI, of so much online detachment. People want to connect. So the question isn't really whether the market is crowded. The question I would challenge you with is, are you willing to show up as yourself? Myth number 4, I need a huge social media following in order to be successful. And a lot of people, that's it for them. Maybe they've been on Facebook a little bit, they've got a little bit of Instagram, and think that this is an obstacle that there's no way that they're going to overcome. However, as I just mentioned in myth number 3, people connect with people. So you will find the right people. You're not trying to attract a huge audience of random people. A business isn't built on followers, it's built on relationships. So building up those relationships one at a time is the way to go. Myth number 5 is that you're going to have to work full-time hours, that starting a business is going to be something that's going to consume your whole day, your whole week. And of course, around as you start a business, you will have to put in more time than down the track, but it doesn't have to be full-time. I have easily been able to work my business around my job as an optometrist and fit it into, because a business, my business particularly, is done online. It's a global business. I get to choose the hours that I work, so I can connect with different time zones and work in the mornings. If I want to connect with people in the US, for example, that works really well. And having an online portable business means that you can work anywhere. You can take your business with you when you travel. You can do it in the nooks and crannies of the day. So full-time, needing to work full-time and using that as an excuse for not starting a business, let's throw that one out the window straight away, because when you start a business, you are not wanting to create another job. You want this business to create more freedom for you. Myth number 6, I need a business degree. And this comes into the feeling that you need to have so much knowledge, so much experience, so many credentials before you get started. And if you look at the different people who are out there who have had success in business, there are very few of them who have actually had the perfect qualifications. Most of them have started because they had a desire to learn. They had a willingness to take action, because business skills can be learned. Marketing can be learned. Leadership can be learned, but mindset is what matters. Having that drive, having that desire, having that deep down passion for what you do and what you want to achieve, having that really clear goal, that's what's going to drive you forward, rather than having a degree sitting up on your wall there to look at. And that brings us to myth number 7. It's too risky at my stage of life. And if we thought this way, so many people would end up retiring broke, disappointed, disillusioned with life, and unfortunately they do as well anyway. But there is no age limit on starting a business. And if you look at where you are right now and think about the risk that you're likely to take if you do decide to start a business, yes, it is risky. There are risks associated with anything that we do. Walking across the street, there's a risk that you may not make it to the other side. But what you need to think about is, what happens if I do nothing? What happens if I stay where I am? What is the risk of staying exactly where you are right now? Is it that you will not have enough money to retire? Is it that you are going to wait till you're 5 and 10 years down the track and thinking, what could have been? Why did I not do something at the time? Most online businesses as well can be started gradually, so you don't have to suddenly throw in everything else and dive in with no safety net. You can often have a side hustle to start with and build it up till you're at the stage where you can make that leap and move across from whatever it is that you're doing at the moment. Anything is a risk. It needs to be a calculated risk. It needs to be something that is going to make your life better. And sometimes the biggest risk is not taking action. It's never giving yourself the chance. So if you have been telling yourself one of these stories, one of these 7 myths, then I hope that today I have given you a different perspective. And the truth is that there's never been a better time to start something new. You don't need to be younger. You don't need to be more technical. You don't need a huge following. You don't need the perfect qualifications. You simply need the willingness to begin, because your next chapter could be the most exciting one yet. I'll see you next time.